Hello, my name is Samarth Kanhodi, and this is my presentation on the Blackfriars Theatre in Elizabethan England. I'm sure many fans of theatrical works have wondered what it would have been like to attend a production in a theater in the past. The answer is that it depends on the specific theater. This presentation will specifically focus on the Blackfriars Theatre from Elizabethan England. As per the map of early modern London, inside the Blackfriars Theatre were, to quote them, at least 2, possibly 3 ranges of galleries which curved around the auditorium. The audience was literally wrapped around the stage, resembling an indoor thrust stage configuration. Candles were often used for lighting in order to create tension or intensify the mood of a scene. According to Britannica, popular plays and playwrights you could see there included William Shakespeare's later plays and works by Francis Beaumont and John Fletcher. The smaller space meant that plays performed in this theater were generally reserved for the elites. Unlike public theaters, where the most expensive seats were closest to the stage, at Blackfriars the pricing was reversed. Spectators seated nearest to the stage often paid less than those farther away. When discussing and studying live performances, the term liveness tends to come up a lot. But what does it actually mean? Well, liveness is, to put it simply, a sort of magic that comes from watching a performance live. This can appear in the form of a sense of intimacy between the actors and the audience, or in that if you leave the venue for a break, the performance won't pause for you. It's ephemeral, meaning you have to be present for the duration of it. With liveness, there's also a factor that time is synchronous for both the performance and you. If you were watching a movie and decided to get up for a break, you could always pause the movie until you get back and won't have missed anything about the plot. That's a mediated performance. In a live performance, the audience is also expected to listen and watch attentively and engage when appropriate by applauding or cheering, for example. A blog post from the Folger Shakespearean Library highlights a sharp contrast between liveness in Elizabethan theater and liveness today by talking about how modern liveness experiences are often passive, almost transactional, as opposed to liveness in Elizabethan theater, which required an actively engaged audience. Alright, with all that in mind, what place did theater actually have in society? Well, as I mentioned earlier, the Blackfriars Theatre, being a smaller space, was generally reserved for the elites, and the pricing norm was reversed, where those closer to the front paid less than those further away. But what did those elites actually see? A blog post from the Folger Shakespearean Library details how Master of the Revels Edmund Tilney would act as sort of a review board for plays, ordering revisions and withholding his approval of the play until the changes were made. To quote the blog post directly, sometimes the reforms were based on political concerns, which is why he is often seen as a censor. Typically, men tended to perform in these plays. However, the audience was often a diverse range of people from different classes, making theater one of the few vehicles that could unite the different classes. Thank you for listening.